Jordan, what'd you make of the work you had tonight and the results?
Yeah, so we had 2 drives, and definitely something that I think we could have done a lot better on. We didn't move the ball very well, didn't put up any points. So, there's going to be stuff we look back on and want to clean up going forward. But obviously, limited action.
Is there, so it sounds like chances are you won't play in the next two. Is there value to be gained from playing tonight, even though things didn't go particularly well?
Oh, definitely. I think just for everybody getting back on the field, going against somebody else, seeing new looks, there's definitely value in it. And it's, I don't think week 1 of the season is the first time you want to be, stepping on the field in a live game. So there's definitely value there.
Jordan, the sack you took kind of got turned around a little bit. Had a little bit of a flashback to Brazil. Like, when you're in a game like this, you can't play not to get hurt, right? But you have to make sure that you're not putting yourself in peril in a game that doesn't count.
Definitely. I think that's, especially as a job of a quarterback, preseason, you don't want to be taking unnecessary hits. And, when you get into situations like that, we start moving around. It's like, all right, how do I get the ball to my hand or get down? So, I had a moment where I was trying to, step up, get out of there, and they kind of collapsed on me and was trying to move around. But, there was nothing really there. I don't think I had room to take off. So, one of those instances, just trying my best to get down right there.
You talk about having room to take off. If this is 4 weeks ago and it's the Lions here, are you picking that first down up with your legs? Is that kind of like a business decision at that point, not to take the hit?
I'm going to try my best for sure. Not guaranteeing it, but I'm going to try my best. And like I said, preseason, you got to be smart in situations like that and not try and take as many hits right there.
Does that buzzer go off in your head when, okay, wait a second, it's August, don't push that throttle?
Yeah, I mean, when you're out there on the field, it's like it's football. So you're just kind of reacting to everything, and it's hard to, put yourself in that mindset. It kind of started going off a little late once I started dancing around trying to make guys miss. And it's like, man, just get down or get the ball in my hand. So it starts going off. But at the end of the day, when you're on that field, it's just everything happens so fast, you're just reacting.
Jordan, I understand it's 2 plays in a preseason game, but with Golden, when you convert the first third down, then he draws the pass interference on one of the best corners in the league. Is that the next step to him earning your trust for games that count?
Yeah, I mean, I think for anybody, especially coming in as a rookie, practice is one thing, but then obviously you got to go out there and do it in the game. So, MG, I've seen a lot of great things from him in practice, and to go out there and execute a slant route like that, and then obviously draw the PI. It's 2 good reps for him right there. But there's going to be so much more that we're going to have to build on and keep building this thing, keep figuring each other out and understand the timing and different things like that. But like I said, you always want to be able to see the practice, things like that, translate to the game. So, I got a lot of confidence in MG right now.
Did you make a conscious decision that you wanted to get him the ball, or is it just kind of the way it worked out tonight?
No, that was just the way the play call worked out and the coverages that they're doing. And obviously we tried to throw at Sauce a couple times, but he's a pretty good DB. So I think on that one, we had a mirrored concept. So I was trying to work away from it, away from him right there.
Did you watch any of their tape before this game?
No, that's the tough part. So we watched, with the new head coach, new defense coordinator. We watched 49ers preseason games from a couple years ago and some Lions stuff. But obviously with, new head coach, new defense coordinator, you never know what their new scheme might be, what they're going to run. Obviously it's preseason, so we weren't expecting too many crazy looks or anything like that. And I don't think they did too much. They played cover 2 and man for the most part. So, we didn't have much tape to work from.
2 more for Aaron.
Do you get more out of a preseason game or a joint practice? A few series in a preseason game or a joint practice?
No, I definitely think, I think in the joint practice, that's when teams, show a little bit more about what they're going to be about. Especially going against defenses, you see more. We'll have pressure periods, we'll have red zone periods where, you'll see a lot more different coverages, different schemes. I feel like in the preseason games, everybody tries to not show too much. So I think the joint practices, you get a lot of benefits from that. And I think the game setting is more just being out there on the field, with the crowd in that environment, putting yourself in that stage.
So, Jordan, I get you don't want to play poorly as an offense, right? Tonight was not good enough. I get that. But you got Christian on PUP. You got Dontavion with his calf. You got Jaden in a boot. I mean, can you put in perspective, okay, you're not happy with what you did, but let's not act like it's the end of the world either. Matt was pretty upset though, so I guess where do you fall on this whole thing?
Yeah, I think for starters, it's never fun losing a game like that, where it just feels like nothing's really going your way and we're not really making any big time plays. So that's the tough part. But it's preseason. Like you said, we got guys banged up left and right. So there's areas that we're going to look at and definitely want to clean up going forward. And there's a lot from just pre-snap penalties, post-snap penalties, and just execution as an offense. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to clean up. But I'm not going to rush to any judgment on a preseason game. I think that's what it's there for. It's there to go out there. We've been going against our defense for so long to be able to see some new looks and see what it's like to go out there and execute. And sometimes you'll go have a great game. I remember the Bengals game, preseason game a couple years ago. We put up a lot of points and a lot of yards. So there's instances where it's high and there's instances where it's low. So I think there's just a lot of areas to clean up from an offensive perspective. But it's good tape to go learn from, grow from. But it's week 1 of preseason, so we're not going to rush to any conclusions.